Since your defeat to James DeGale in December, you have not only dropped weight down to middleweight, you've also changed gym and trainer. What was your thoughts behind all those changes?
I've said before in a previous interview, but before the DeGale fight, I felt like I needed to change anyway, and I've always said I'm really not criticising the previous trainers or nothing like that. I've got nothing but respect for George. I needed to change. I knew I needed to change. Things wasn't working, but with boxers being as superstitious as they are and not wanting to change things, I didn't want to change it while I was winning, and even though I was winning and not performing, I still didn't want to change anything. So you just stay where you are, and sometimes, it's not blaming the trainer by any means. It's my fault. I lost the fight. It's just that when you lose, that's when you make a change, and that's when you decide to do something about it.
You're now obviously with Joe Gallagher. How different is the training, and how different is he as a trainer for you?
It's totally different. Joe's young and keen, and really, really enthusiastic, and borderline obsessed with boxing. I've said this about him, and we have a laugh and a joke about him. It's certainly not an insult to him. It's a compliment to him, and it's one of the main reasons why I'm up here. As well as levels with fighters, I'm here with John Murray, who's European champion, soon to fight for the world title, and Matthew Macklin, two-time European champion again, borderline, to fight for the world title soon. And I'm looking up to them now. Whereas in the last gym, again, I haven't got a belt now, but at the time I was British champion, and the kids were all good, very good top prospects coming through who were all at the prospect level. And when I first started off, I was up here in the same gym, and I was with Ricky Hatton and Michael Gomez and Matthew Hatton and Anthony Farnell and Steve Foster, and they were all at the level above, and it got the better out of me because I'm watching them on the other bags, and I want to do what they're doing, and I want to aspire to get to their levels. So in a way, this gym's doing that as well for me. But Joe's on my case all the time, and I know what he's talking means sense, and he's, as I say, he's very keen, he's enthusiastic, and it's the right change that I need.
Having obviously dropped weight, have you had to stick to a stricter diet? Have you been working with a nutritionist or anything?
I've always had a nutritionist, it mightn't tell, but as I say, I've been fighting on my weight limit, so I haven't really had to struggle to make the weight. I've always been comfortable at super middleweight. It'll be a bit of a struggle to get to middleweight and to do middleweight. I've always said I can make 11 stone 6. It's performing on 11 stone 6 and having the energy and the engine and still having it left in you for fight rather than just for making weight.
Do you feel it takes away a lot of the strength from you?
Yeah, it did when I was there last time, but I know myself, I was doing it wrong last time. I was going to America to train last time. While I'm over there on my own, I'm doing my own thing, and you can't do your own thing. I was running 5 mile every night. I was training every day in the gym with Buddy McGirt, but running 5 mile at your own pace isn't pushing yourself and isn't getting the best out of yourself. You need lads running with you, and you need to be having set runs and set times, everything else. And I'd just run 5 mile in the night, whatever time it took me. But I'd be going home and I'd be ticking off my workouts were done, my diet's done, and me runs were done, but it wasn't pushing myself, and it wasn't doing everything as well as I should.
Does it make a big difference to you training in another country, like weather and stuff?
I loved it. I loved being over there. I love being in the States. I loved it in Florida. I loved how relaxed and how quiet it was, and no one bothering you, no one hassling you. Not like anyone bothers me here. I don't mean like people in the street. I just mean it was literally just do my own thing. I'd get up in the morning, I'd go to the supermarket and buy me food for the day. I'd go to the gym and train. I'd run in the night, and I'd just watch TV in the night and sit back.
They're really big on their sort of organic, healthy food over there, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, and most of it's rubbish. Most of it's just nonsense. It's just gimmicks. But the best person in the country for nutrition, for weight, and for weights and training and strength and conditioning is Kerry Kayes, and as I say, I've had him on board since day one, but now more than ever I'm going to be using him a lot more because I'm not trying to do it myself.
Do you think, obviously, the fact that he was a bodybuilder, do you think that's easy to sort of transition into sort of doing that with boxers?
My dad's always told me, and my dad was a bodybuilder as well, and I know this anyway, it's a fact. Anyone that wants to know anything about the body and about the science of the body and nutrition, you speak to bodybuilders. Bodybuilders, the body is their science.
Their temple.
Yeah, it's their science. It's everything that they do every day is to make their body better than what it is, and bigger and stronger or smaller if they want to lose a lot of fat and a lot of body fat and weight. So the bodybuilders know everything about diet and about nutrition, and Kerry was former British champion karate as well, so he knows a bit about the martial arts and about how to use it physically in a fighting environment rather than just performing on the stage for a few minutes. So he knows everything about bodybuilding, about the body, and about science and diet and nutrition, and I trust him fully.
Are you feeling really ready for your first fight at middleweight?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I'm starting. I said this all the time. It sounds cheesy, but I'm starting to love boxing again. I'm starting to enjoy it again. You know, I've never been excited to get up and go to the gym. I haven't had that for about 4 years. You know, the last time I had that, I was over in the States, and it was a new thing for me, and it was like getting used to training over in the States. You know, and I've had 3 big British title fights in Liverpool, and never really being keen to get up and go to the gym for them. You know, because it became like a chore for me. You know, boxing, and it became like I was always underperforming and always not getting the best out of myself. And
I was going to say, mentally, it must be such a massive thing in boxing. If you're not there mentally, it makes such a difference physically.
Yeah, it was a lot mentally, you know, and again, you have to train your mind. You have to make your mind strong, and you have to be strong-willed and strong and determined in your head. And I've got that, and I know I've got that. I've proved that in fights in the past where I've been, you know, cut in the first round and had to carry on for 12 and grind the result out, and I can do that. I just want to start getting back into the performance side and start to reach my potential, you know, and I know it's there. People say it's not, but you know, I know it's there, and I know I can reach it, and Joe's certainly bringing out the best out of me so far.
Have you got anyone in particular on your radar who you want to fight in middleweight?
Anyone, you know, again, you know, it might sound daft, with my last 3 fights, they've all been pretty much slanging matches beforehand, but you know, I don't mind doing a box. You know, I've got a lot of respect for all the other boxers, especially at middleweight, and you know, I do feel I've got the beating of them all. They want just whoever's got the titles. That's who I want to box. You know, if Darren Barker's still got the British and he hasn't vacated, then I'd love to fight with Darren. You know, he's a good kid. Obviously, he's a nice lad as well, and you know, I haven't got anything bad to say about him. But I'd love to fight. I'd love to box him. Martin Murray's Commonwealth champion. If that one happens, it'll be good for Merseyside again, with him being from St Helens. And then onwards and upwards from there, you know, there's the European title which Macklin's just vacated, which Barker's fighting for. It'd be great if he got it and I got in still to fight him then. But I think when I drop down, and once I've had a fight at the weight to prove that I can do the weight, then I should be instilled as probably mandatory challenger for the British. The way the rankings are working out, if it gets vacated, then I should be mandatory challenger for it.
You said that your more recent fights have been sort of like slanging matches in a way. Your earlier fights, you relied a lot more on sort of your boxing skills to progress, and then recently it's been more sort of trading the blows. Going now back down a weight, are you going to go back to sort of more the boxing skills? Or?
Yeah, you know, I just want to box. I just want to win as many titles as I can and kick on with my career, you know, and get it back up to where it was. I was British champion, as I said again. I don't want to start harping on about it, but I was British champion out of my weight limit, you know, and a lot heavier than what I should actually be. So I know that I can do it at my own weight and at middleweight, and you know, there's no reason why I shouldn't. As I say, the way the rankings are, when I step down, I should. You know, I'll definitely be in the top 4, and the top 2 aren't going to be fighting for the British title, so I should be instilled as mandatory challenger, and with a bit of luck it'll happen.